Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Let's Play with Half-Jack, or as I like to call this particular series, Half-Jack doesn't do the series that he's already started, and instead starts one that he would rather do. Today we'll be doing Vampire, the Masquerade, Bloodlines. And I'm gonna make a Malk, just because you have to make a Malkavian for a Let's Play. I mean, what's the point of doing anything else? If you are going to play it yourself, don't watch this. Go play something other than a Malk. And then come back and watch this or play a Malk yourself, and they're lots of fun. And so usually I'd go straight to the character sheet, but fuck that. I'm gonna go with answer questions. And we're going to answer YouTube honestly. I'm in fact a male. I'm going to make a female character though. That's just the way it's gonna go. While in a club, you spot your ex-roommate, who skipped out after taking your stuff and leaving you with a stack of bills. What a fuckface. He looks dead drunk. Do you grab him by the head and repeatedly bash his face into the bar? Or call the cops? See you in court, buddy. I gotta say, neither of those would probably actually happen. But I would prefer to do number one, so we're doing that. You met someone at a club and they took you back to their place. Things start getting interesting when all of a sudden you hear someone come in the front door. Their spouse. Do you? 1. Head to the kitchen. Let them see you, pretend you're a distant cousin, and they were nice enough to let you stay on the couch. Fast thinking. I wouldn't come up with that. 2. Gather up your clothes, head behind the door, and slip out the apartment as quietly as possible. More likely. 3. Calmly explain you had no idea they were married and that you intend to leave and never come back, keeping your finger over the speed dial in case you need the police. That's what I'd actually do, so we'll say that. Being a night person, you watch a lot of late night TV movies. 3 movies are on. Which one do you watch? This one has real life applications. Fist of the Monkey King. I'm not going to read the rest of it because you know what it is. Sword of the Bushi. Again, not going to read the rest of it. Sergeant Murderstein 3. It was Sergeant Murderstein 1, I'd totally watch that. However, I'm going to have to go with Sword of the Bushi. As you're walking home late at night, you hear footsteps, glance back, and suddenly realize someone is following you. Do you 1. Turn to confront them, or 2. Duck behind a tree to lose them? I would turn to confront them. I would like to apologize right now for the sniffing and nasal sound and awkward conversation topics and places for them. I am both a little sick and a little drunk. You were mugged last night. It wasn't life-threatening, but you want to take some measures to make sure that it never happens again. That's not at all what it says, but that's essentially what it means. Sign up for a martial arts class. Start carrying a knife and conceal it in your belt. Buy a gun. For simple purposes of defense, I'd buy a gun. But I think if I was going to purchase something of this nature, I would get a knife because it has other uses. So I'm getting a knife. The world's a cruel and unforgiving place. I should have gotten a gun because... damn it. But you've gotten by so far. Why? I live alone. I don't need... Yeah, that's stupid. He does have a dog. When you're as talented and attractive as I am, the world is your plaything. Well, that's pretty much like they saw my life and they wrote that down. You've been embraced by the Toreador clown. I'm not a fucking Tory. Known as artists, visionaries, and members of high society, the Toreadors have a great connection with the mortal world through arts and entertainment. Masters of communication and social skills, Toreadors fit right in with the mortals who adore them. Oh my god. That would be the drunkenness. We'll go with Half-Jack. And we'll go out here. Toreador, not so much. We're going with... Alright, well, we'll go over the clans really quick. You'll probably see them all in game. Apparently the bourgeois stand like idiots. Alright, the bourgeois are passionate idealists and rebels, more likely to fight for their rights than write protest songs. In life, most bourgeois sought social change, and then in death, most clan members commonly seek the creation of a vampiric utopia. As militant radicals, they are renowned for their combat skills, but are also more likely to frenzy due to their hot-bloodedness, so to speak, because their blood is actually cold being as they're dead. They receive a +1 to their unarmed feat, but are penalized with a -2 to all frenzy checks due to their zealous natures. I think were I to do a tabletop version of this, or something with friends, I would make bourgeois. They just seem like my kind of clan. The gangrel are wild loners that are the most in tune with the beast within, allowing them to shapeshift into more beastly forms. Nomadic in nature, gangrel care little about the vampire politics and prefer to dwell and hunt in the outskirts of society. Because of their animalistic nature, they receive a +5 to strength, stamina, and wits during frenzy. However, because of all their inherent feral nature, gangrel receive a -1 on frenzy checks. They don't frenzy as easily as the bourgeois, but when they do, they're fucking beastly. The gangrel are a very badass clan. I like them a lot. The Nosferatu. Guess what they were named after? Hideous, skulking, and powerful. Even in a world of monsters, the Nosferatu stand out. The embrace twists and deforms their physical features, forcing them to seek sanctuary underground. Nosferatu are masters of the shadows. Due to their curse, Nosferatu have a seduction of 0 and can never raise it higher. And they hide their existence from common humans. Having shared the darkness with vermin so long, vampires of Clan Nosferatu are able to draw extra nourishment from rats. Toreador. They picture themselves as artistes, and visionaries, and they value the high society mentality that the Camarilla reinforces. The Camarilla is I don't really want to say dominant group of vampires, but well, maybe they are dominant. I don't know nearly as much about lore in this game as I would like to, because it's really interesting. The Camarilla are essentially the guys who... I'll discuss it after I read these things. Of all clans, the Toreador are the most connected to the mortal world through art. Oh, I already read that. Being drunk sucks. Actually, it's lots of fun. Blood sorcerers, the Tremere. Blood sorcerers born from mystic rituals and diablerie, which is eating other vampires. The Tremere are the least trusted of the Camarilla clans. The ritual the Tremere used to transform from living mages into undying monsters stripped them of their magic arts. To compensate, the vampires of Clan Tremere developed thaumaturgy, the powerful discipline of blood magic. The clan guards its secrets jealously, and are the only kindred to wield this powerful discipline. The pursuit of arcane knowledge comes before all else, and the reliance upon it has weakened the bloodline. Tremere can raise no physical attribute above 4 points. I kind of always wanted to play one, but never had the patience. They're bitches. The Ventru. They're the mob. Truly the upper echelons of the high-end mob, not the goofy accent mob. The Ventru are seen as the honorable and virtuous leaders of the Camarilla. To be clear here, they are seen that way by the Ventru. Nobody else. They wholeheartedly support the Masquerade, influencing the mortal and undead worlds to help them maintain the Masquerade as well as garner support for themselves. Clan Ventru is an exclusive and powerful gathering of immortals. Even the lowest initiate of Clan Ventru can expect special treatment in kindred society. This regal bloodline, however, gains no nourishment from the low-born and thin-blooded. Ventru gain no blood from feeding on animals. Feeding on low-life humans, prostitutes, and the homeless can cause the Ventru to vomit. And finally, the Malkavians. Malkavians are known as lunatics because of their ability to hear voices of insight and subject others to their insanity through their discipline, dementation, which is dimension, with a T, not an S. The world appears much different to the Malkavian than it does to the sane clans, though the extent of a Malkavian's madness depends on the individual. A blessing and a curse, Malkavians' insanity will help or hinder them depending on how much they struggle against their natures. Malkavians start with a +2 bonus to inspection. Your character is, well, mine at least, will be completely batshit. Well, maybe not. Your character, though, is, like, very sick. Oh, I'm gonna be ninja just because you get a sound effect. Alright. You think you're a ninja. Ki-ai! Sorry to any actual ninjas who were offended by my pronunciation of Ki-ai. You start with a point in brawl and a point in melee, but firearms can never be raised above 0, as guns are anathema to your code of the silent killer. Ducks, too. Ducks are anathema, too. So your character really is batshit insane. Alright, so now you've got points to assign. It's not as... I like it, though. Alright, charisma. You can see over here, when I hover over any one of these or one of these, the other corresponding things will turn yellow. So charisma affects persuasion. Persuasion is affected by charisma and scholarship. It's just the way it works. I'm going to make mine seductive little minx, because what ninja wouldn't be? So she's going to be pretty enough. Well, more pretty than not. Well, down at 2 points, she's not. Mental. Perception seems like it would be good for that. Wits, too. Intelligence, yeah. Yeah. But I think I'm going to go with 1 point in perception and 1 in wits. And then talents. We'll go for subterfuge just to make her even more of a slut. And then skills. Gotta get 1 more in melee and 1 in stealth. I would like to get another in security as well, but that's not going to happen just yet. Fortunately, blood buff should carry me through. Alright. Knowledges. These are all fairly straightforward. I do believe I'm going to get computer investigation and investigation. And then these are where the interesting abilities come in. Since I did go ninja, I'm going to go for obfuscate for level 2. That's going to make me able to do silent kills, which are cool. And now, I'm going to shut up so you can watch my character get embraced.
I want to show you something.
Remember when I said I'd shut up? I just want to cut in. She's a slut. Also insane. Well, I guess that's not really anything. Whoa. Not very ladylike posture. Not game over.